I remember when I was 4 years old, first day at school, new book, new pencils. I was so excited. I remember.
I remember how happy I felt going to school, wearing the uniform, my tie, my bag. How excited I used to be, I remember.
You know what? When I was a school kid, my mother used to braid my hair. I used to like it so much, and I think my mom was proud.
Shoes were my thing. I used to polish and polish and polish till they were shiny and smart.
My bag had 3 zipper compartments, others had only 2. On top of that, my bag had a Mickey Mouse face. It looked so cool.
I couldn't wait to meet the teacher. I was so excited.
I told my mother that I was scared to go to school. I didn't want to go, but my mother urged me, saying I would meet many new friends. That got me interested.
Football, cricket, I was so restless and excited to be at school.
I don't hear, nor do I use spoken language. I am deaf.
I am deaf.
Me, I'm deaf.
I am deaf and I'm proud of it.
At school, I was put in the hostel. I cried so much and my mom and dad did not come to take me.
I was so terrified to meet my teacher.
My teacher was a stranger who didn't understand me.
I remember when we signed with our friends in class, the teacher used to hit our hands with a stick.
I got this punishment too.
I was so confused. What did I do wrong?
We would secretly sign in class, always looking out, cautious and worried.
Was my school experience optimal, complete?
Minimal.
I remember the teacher just wrote on the board. And then we had to copy it down. Explanations, context, descriptions, zero.
Teacher would write on the board, take personal calls, throw chalk pieces at us, and kept chatting in class while we copied.
The teacher would go outside class and socialize, neglecting us.
I had so many questions I wanted to ask. All I got was teacher's palm, which meant later.
The teacher would explain in broken signs, gestures, and pointing. We would nod our heads even though we didn't understand and look at each other with confused expressions.
We students couldn't help laughing. The teacher trying gestures and broken signs.
I remember the teacher who forced me to speak. We kept trying, the teacher didn't stop, would hold my face and made me repeat till I got it right.
Let's compare a caged parrot and a deaf child. The parrot in the cage is made to copy the spoken words. It cannot fly or be free. Caged for life. Deaf child in school struggling to sign, but hearing teacher would force the child to parrot the spoken words. Are the deaf children like parrots?
Yes, me and my friends were in constant fear that the warden would catch us signing and hit us.
They would hit our hands repeatedly, slap us. I remember those scars.
The warden hit our hands, slap us. There are many more experiences that we went through. Seems right out of a horror flick. Yes, imagine it.
I had so much to share, but no one cared about it.
My problems and my concerns, there was no one to share with. I would bear it all and suffocate inside.
The teachers, wardens, even the principal. We couldn't bond or trust anyone.
Growing up during school, almost 15 years. The way the teachers taught or explained, it would never be complete. This was my experience.
All those years in school, did I grow up to be confident or independent enough? No.
I looked for support everywhere. There was none.
I remember my mom and dad would beg me to find a job.
My English was not up to the mark. Written communication with hearing people was always humiliating.
I was the reason my parents were sad.
My parents looked at my deafness as the reason for my failure and a lifetime full of barriers.
I hoped for so much but could achieve very little.
I was so amazed to see successful deaf role models. When I met them, I was struck by awe.
A course on deaf empowerment, learning about deaf identity, and for the first time I became confident being deaf.
I found out that I was a leader. I thought it was impossible, but no, I realized that I was more than capable.
Culture, history of the deaf community, my rights, my language, sign language. Internalizing all this led me to becoming a self-confident deaf person.
Learnt about audism, which means a specific kind of oppression.
Audism means oppression or discrimination by hearing superiors.
You know what? We deaf face autism every day.
Deaf people face so much autism. How to reduce this discrimination?
We must educate people in the community.
We have to spread more awareness.
Did you know that there were about 500 deaf schools in India?
Did you know that about 95% of the hearing teachers do not use sign language while teaching?
About 2 million deaf children suffer from language deprivation today.
This is what we experienced.
All these years, all these challenges, enough, no more. Time to change and improve the quality of education. How? Must allow use of sign language.
We know the solution, but first, can you listen to us?
Let the hearing and the deaf community unite and work as allies.
With your support, we can change and improve the quality of education for deaf children.
Imagine these deaf children growing up and becoming doctors, lawyers, engineers, various different careers. Would you want that? It is possible.
Join and work with us to create solutions. It is possible.
Last request, please support us. Sign a petition on change.org and spread the word. Do you want to continue living with barriers?
No! Let's break these barriers and reach higher. Thank you.